Hello, Math 96. This is a makeup video recording for you to complete if you're missing assignment 54. On Google Classroom is the worksheet for this, so you can, pause this video and go back to Google Classroom and print the worksheet, or you can view it there. So there's a total of 10 problems, and I have them separated on these separate PowerPoints. But like I said, you can go back to Google Classroom if you'd like. Okay, so I'm going to go through these examples. So this is going to be your rules of exponents when you have fractional exponents. So remember something like this, say with x squared to the, let's say 4x squared to the third, and you're going to distribute this exponent. And now it's just that we have a fraction for the exponent. So we're still going to distribute. Now, when we distribute normally, it would be 4 to the third and x squared times 3. We would be multiplying there. 4 to the third is 64, and this would be x to the 6. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to have to do the power over root when we distribute to the 4. So let's get going. 4 to the 3 halves, x to the 4th times 3 over 2. I'm going to do this one first. We have to write that as power over root. I'm going to reduce that 4/3 on the inside is 64, and the square root of 64 is 8. For the x to the 4th times 3 halves, I'm going to make it as 4 over 1, and I'm going to multiply straight across. That's 12 over 2, which reduces to 6. So this will become x to the 6. And here's our final answer. In class, I had everyone do this separately, but I'm going to just keep going here for you. So the same idea, 27 to the 2/3, b to the 12th times 2/3. So I'm going to rewrite 27 to the 2/3 as power over root. And this time I'm going to go ahead and put the power of 2 on the outside. I'm going to reduce the inside. The cubed root of 27 is 3. And I'm going to bring down that square. So the final number there is 9. And then for the b, I'm going to put the 12 over 1. I'm going to multiply straight across. That's 24 over 3, which reduces to 8. So I'm going to bring this down as b to the 8th. And that would be our final answer. Okay, I'm going to move on. So this example was just to show you what do you do when you have a number on the outside. There's a hidden multiply dot there. So whatever comes out of the radical will be multiplied by -4. So for the radical, remember this is a square root, so there's a hidden 2 in there. I'm going to break up 200 into 100 times 2, and I'm just going to put a squared next to it. Now I have to decide who's in, who's out. So square root of 100, 10 is out, 2 is in. For the square root of a squared, a is out. So now I just need to multiply this for -40, keep the a, and keep in the square root of 2. This would be the same idea on number 4. Whatever comes out of the radical will be multiplied by 3 because there's a hidden multiply dot there. Then I'm going to break up for the cubed root. I'm going to break up 48. Cubed root of 8 will work, so 8 times 6 is 48. And then for the n to the 7, remember you can write those all out. There's 7 of them. And now I can decide who's in. 6 would be in. Cubed root of 8 is 2. And now I need sets of 3 to get out, because remember the index tells you how many. So we get to come out twice for the n's, and this one would still stay in. So that would be n squared out. Still in is the 6 and the n in the back. And then I'm just going to finish this up by multiplying. 3 times 2 is 6. And I'm going to leave in 6n. And that's our final answer. Okay, moving on to number 5. Remember, this is a square root. I'm going to break up 75 into 25 times 3. I'm going to decide who's in, who's out. Takes 2 to get out, right? So I have 2 H's, 3 J's, 2 K's. So who's in and who's out? So the square root of 25, 5 is out, 3 is in. I have a pair of H's, so out is H. Takes 2 to get out, so J is out and J is in. And I have a pair of K's, so K is out. And that would be our final answer. Same thing with the cubed root. So cubed root of 64, I'm hoping you know that is 4. The x, there's not enough because remember there's only 1, so it stays in. There's 2 of the y's, there's not enough because it takes 3 to get out, right? So there's enough on the z's, so out comes z, and that's our final answer. You can always hit pause if you need to during this video. Okay, so the next step was to just go ahead and show you some fractions so you're not panicking. This is square roots, right, because there's that hidden 2. Just do the top and the bottom. So on the bottom, the square root of 16 is just 4. And you can't do the square root of 15, and you can't do the square root of x, so you just leave them in. So this was just to show students not to panic, okay? Okay, for number 8, square root of 25 on the bottom, 5 is out. Now for the square root of 8, I'm going to do that on the side. So square root of 8x cubed, can I break up 8 in order to get a square root out? I can break that into 4 times 2. The x's I can write out. So who's out and who's in? 2 would stay in. One of the x's would stay in. There's a pair right here that can come out. And of course, square root of 4 can come out. Square root of 4 is 2, so this is out. A pair of x's, out comes an x, and in stays this 2 and this x. So that would be what's on top with the 5 in the bottom. Okay, and the last 2. So again, there's that root chart that is over on Google Classroom. You should know the cubed root of 125 is 5. And then I'm going to do the side work for the top. So this is a cubed root of negative 27, x to the 8th, y to the 3rd. Cubed root of negative 27, we can take that out as a negative 3 because negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 27. So there's 3 that match. As for the x to the 8th, you can draw those out. Take sets of 3 to get out, right? So there's 6, 7, 8. So out, and these would be in. So I got 2 x's that came out, so x squared's out. And then there's still 2 in, so x squared is in. Remember, when these come out, they come out as just a plain x. And when you have 2 together, then it's x squared, right? And then the y to the 3rd, there's just enough to come out, so there would be a y out. So this will go onto the top of our fraction. And we'll move on to the next one. Okay, the fourth root of 81 is 3. And then we'll do the fourth root of 32a7b4. So what can I break 32 up into? If you look on your chart, you'll see that 2 to the 4th is 16. So I can break up 32 into 16 times 2. And then the a to the 7th, it takes 4 to get out. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the b to the 4th, it takes 4 to get out. So we'll be all set. So who's in and who's out for this one? 4th root of 16 is 2. This 2 stays in. There were 7 A's. So I get one of these A's out. And these 3 have to stay in. And it takes 4 to get out. So I get a B out. So that's what's going to go in our numerator. Okay. Upload this worksheet to your digital workbook, please, for assignment number 54. Have a great day.